Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Are you getting ready for Christmas? I am, and I love to make handmade Christmas cards. That is kind of my big thing that I just love to do every year. I look forward to making them. I always enjoy spending time on them and spending time on something that I can give to everybody on my friends and family list. That way, even if I might not be buying a gift for them, I still get to do something, and I think that's really important, especially for people you don't see every day. And I'm going to show you today how I put all my supplies together in a bag, and this year I am using this Crafter's Caddy from Creative Options, and they're actually sponsoring this video, so you're going to see how I put everything together in this bag. Of course, you can use whatever bag you have. I just really like this fun and trendy pattern, and this bag has a really great feature that you can actually take the middle out, and the middle, you hold it by the middle. It's got really strong snaps in there that keep everything together. But let's say I'm going to basketball practice, I'm going to wait in the car for the kids for a little while, or upstairs watching television or watching Christmas movies with my family, and I just want to keep my hands busy. In the center part, I have my markers, my stamped images, my pattern paper so I can match up colors I want to use, and my water brush, and that way I can just take this center part with me and I can do all my coloring, because that's generally what takes the most time. Whoa, almost dropped it. That's generally what takes the most time when I am doing my holiday cards. But see, that comes right out. I can just have this coloring stuff, and it really streamlines. It makes things go quickly, and also because I'm just going to use what's in this case for my Christmas cards, it takes out all that time of looking around for supplies, hunting for the perfect thing. I just go and pull everything and put it in this bag, so I will limit myself to these supplies, and it really helps the cards be made a lot quicker. So without further ado, let's go to the table and I'll show you how I packed up my bag. The first thing I wanted to start with was my stamped images, and I'm using Canson XL watercolor paper. I like it. It's fairly smooth even though it's a cold press paper, and I find that I can stamp really well on it. I'm using Ranger archival ink because it's waterproof, and that's also why I'm using watercolor paper, because I know I'm going to use my watercolor markers to color these in. Just want to make sure you get them inked up really well, and then you want to stamp out as many images as you want. I try to get a bunch of extras just in case I mess any up. I like to fill up the pages with different sized images so I don't waste paper. I'll use the larger images as focal points on cards and the smaller ones as accents on photo cards that I like to send. So closer family might get photographs of the kids in like a holiday pose, and the kind of decorated larger image ones might go to my husband's work associates or other people that like a handmade card but don't necessarily want to see a picture of my kids. After I'm done stamping, I simply trim out the images or use punches and die cuts to cut them into a fancy shape. Then I place them into a clear envelope. These clear envelopes are the kind you can buy to store CDs in. I find them super handy to store my stamps, dies, and also projects in progress in, and they can go right inside the middle pocket of my bag. I'm also going to put my pattern paper in there and my markers in there so that I will have those items to refer to as I color my images. You may have noticed I have an extra empty clear CD envelope in my bag. I use that to keep the images I color in a separate bag so that I know that those are ready to be put on cards. I also have a water brush in there for blending my watercolor markered images, because I find that if I use watercolor markers, I don't have to carry as many markers as I would if I was using alcohol markers. Now here I have the card bases and envelopes I'm going to use, and these are just the inexpensive sets of 50 5x7 cards and envelopes you can get at any craft store, and I'm putting the envelopes in one side of my bag, and then I'm simply going to fold up the card bases. They come flat so that I can put them in on the other. Now something I did find out was that if I fold them all and then I put the spines, like half of their spines going one way and half going the other way, then they fold much flatter and they don't take up as much space in the bag. Now I need to add the other supplies I need for my cards. I like to use a thick glue such as Beacon 3-in-1 or Helmar 450 for a lumpy adhesive, and I'm going to use double-sided tape for my paper-to-paper adhesive. I find the combination of those two can pretty much stick anything I need to on my cards. I had all these little bobbins of ribbon, and I decided that it was time I put them to use. I've had them for like 10 years. It's crazy. So I decided to unspool them all and then put the ribbons into one of these side pockets. I also shopped my craft room to find some green and red buttons and also some Christmas brads that I totally forgot I had. I thought this would be a great opportunity to put them to use, so I kept them in their little storage containers and popped them into some empty slots in the bag. To make the sentiments for my cards, I simply stamped Season's Greetings a bunch of times on some heavyweight white cardstock. I have dies that will cut out this stamp and also a mat for it, so I used some of the pattern paper that I'm keeping in my bag to cut more mats than I have sentiments. I'm not going to attach them yet. I'll wait until I make the cards. That way, if I need more green mats or more blue mats, I can adjust. I have extra mats to sentiments, so it shouldn't be a problem in the future. Then I placed the die cuts in their cute little CD envelope in an additional pocket that was on my bag. I also found some leftover Christmas tags from last year and decided to tuck those in too in case I found a use for them. And there you have it. There is the really useful, cute card making kit for my card making this year. I hope you try something similar to it. It is a great way to get organized. I want to thank Creative Options for sponsoring this post today. Creative Options products are sold throughout the United States at the following locations: Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabric and Craft Stores, Michaels, and Walmart. Click the link in the video description for more information. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, happy crafting.